Hello and welcome to your Java programming course, and in this video I'm going to show you how to do the multiple choice project. So let's get straight to it. First we create our project. Create project by right clicking on the box, clicking new project, Java application and typing in the name. In this case I'll call it multiple choice. Now that the program is loaded, I'm going to first start by importing the JavaX Swing assets because we are going to be using user input in this program. So right after multiple choice package, type import javax.swing.star and close with a semicolon. And now we start programming. The first variable I'm going to create is the answers variable. This is the variable that's going to contain the answer for the user. So string answer and equals quotation marks. Because we're going to be using this later, we've got to make sure that there is at least something to print in case the user does not enter in anything and decides to cancel on all questions. Next, I'm going to create a variable which will keep track of whether they got the question correct or wrong. So I'll first type in string r1 for result 1 equals, and I'm going to give it the default option of wrong. So whether they answer or not, they'll still get a grade by the end. So I'm going to copy this and paste it 4 times, renaming it R1, R2 and R3, R4 because there are 4 questions in our multiple choice test. Next variable I'm going to create is the int count variable. This is going to count in our loop. So I'll make it equal 0 so that way we have a nice starting point. And finally the int score. This is going to contain the score for our test. So score equals 0. This is the result that we'll print in the total bar at the end of the program. And next, the while loop. First type in while, and the clause will be while count is not equal to 4. I use 4 because there are 4 questions, and our count adder will add to 4 after 4 questions have gone by. And then we have our brackets. Next, I'm going to add the counter because the first question has to be number 1, not 0. So this will bring the count to a total of 1. And now I create my if statements. First if statement will contain the count equals 1. So this if statement will only run when count equals 1, which should be straight away. The first line I'm going to write is going to be the answer variable and a J option pane to which the user will enter in the answer to a question. So answer equals J option pane dot show input dialog, open brackets and quotations, close with a semicolon. And now the question I'll ask is simple math questions. You can ask whatever you like, and I'm gonna type in 5 plus 5. And to start the next line in the message box, I'll use the \n, which we covered earlier in the course. And now the multiple choice answers. So A, I'll put the answer 10, and then another \n. B, I'll put another random number, say 45, and then \n again. C, and let's just put another random number in there like 7. I'm now going to create a second if statement after, which will change R1 to correct if they chose the right answer. So I'm going to type in if answer dot equals, ignore case in case the user types in a capital A or lowercase a, and then open up with the brackets. So R1 will be changed now to correct, seen as they chose the correct answer. And score will add 1 since they got a correct answer. The reason I do not create a second part where I say the answer is wrong is because it's already been set to default of wrong. So this saves us code already, so we don't have to create an else clause in case the user gets it incorrect. Next, I'm going to copy these two if statements and change their numbers and answers slightly, so that way the next 3 questions can be answered. Copy and paste those. And now I change everything accordingly. In this case, it would be the 2 here, and maybe I change the question. But I'm going to leave the question as is, because whether I change the letter or the question itself, it doesn't really matter. So next, I change this over here to R2, scroll ++, that is correct. And I do so continuously until I've changed all the numbers. And variables. And that finishes the while loop. Next, I'm going to go after the while loop and create our output. This will be a system out print line, of course. And as the result said, I must now first print a number and the result that they got. So that'll be R1 plus join 2 plus R2, 3, and 4. And of course, I must not forget the total. Now I left a space between the total and the numbers, so I have to create 2 \ns to give that space. Type in total plus, and in brackets I'll take the score and times it by 25. This should give us the percentage that the person got in this quiz. And finally, I add the percentage symbol, like so. And there you have it. Let's test out the program. Now it's going to give us the same question, so I'm going to answer the first one correct, the second one wrong, and then the third one correct, and then the fourth one wrong. So A, B, A, B. And as you can see, it is working perfectly. The first question I did indeed get correct, second wrong, third correct, fourth wrong, and I got 50% in total, which is also correct because 2 out of 4 is 50% on your mark. And there you have it, the end of the project. If you have less lines of code than I do, then congratulations, you have excelled at this course. You have gone further than I thought and created a working optimized program, because what I've created here isn't exactly optimized. There I can see many places where I could reduce the code without having to repeat myself. If you have more lines of code than I do, then I suggest practice. Programming is not a skill that you can compare to riding a bike. It requires a lot of practice, otherwise it is quick and easy to forget what you have learned. In the final video, I'll discuss what you have learned from this course and how you can use it in the future.